Hello and welcome to Movie Mandates. I'm Kelly,
I'm Andrew.
and this is the show where brother and I force each other to watch movies based on a specific monthly theme. It's December, and this month we're talking about Happy Holidays movies. I didn't finish that sentence. On our previous episode, we watched Brothers Pick, Better Watch Out, and now on this episode, we get to discuss my Happy Holidays movie, Eight Crazy Nights. However, before we begin that, since I got to choose this episode's movie, it is only fair that brother gets to challenge me in a little segment we call Trivial Trivia.
So there are a lot of movies revolving around a holiday,
That they are.
most of them horror movies. Um,
The best ones are.
yeah. Hanukkah, however, one of the more underrepresented holidays, um,
Quite.
which is one of the reasons that Eight Crazy Nights is so notable. It's one of the comparatively few Hanukkah movies. So this week for Trivial Trivia, what I'd like you to do is identify three underrepresented holidays in film
Okay.
and give me an elevator pitch for each one.
For a horror movie for it,
It doesn't
or
have to be a horror movie. Just pick an underrepresented holiday and pitch me a film for that holiday. Three different holidays.
okay.
So you could say like Arbor Day. We don't have enough Arbor Day movies. Here's my log line, my elevator pitch for an Arbor Day movie. Doesn't
Right,
have
I
to be
get it.
horror, it could be any genre you want.
All right, I get it. I get it now. I understand the conceit. So we're not going to go with Arbor Day though.
You can fantasy cast it too. You
Oh,
could be
really?
like a 80s era Schwarzenegger that does something on Arbor Day. I don't know.
80s era
And
Schwarzenegger.
manhandles a tree to get to a particular planting location and has to get it there wait a minute, this is your trivial trivia. You figure this shit
He has
out.
to get it there on time so the roots can connect and
Right,
the world is
it's gonna
saved.
die if Gaia is dying in only this tree planted in this spot, but like a passing comet released radiation that killed all of the vehicles. So it's up to Arnold 80s era Arnold Schwarzenegger to physically drag a full-size tree some great distance over rough terrain. So it's like Sorcerer, that the movie with the trucks full of
Oh
nitroglycerin.
God, that
Survival.
terrible, terrible movie, Sorcerer.
He's dragging a tree around so he can plant it. There you go.
So in that same vein, there should be a uh Earth Day. So Earth Day is April
Okay, okay,
22nd.
sure.
Okay? So if you didn't know that, Earth Day is April 22nd. And
Is
every
it
Earth
22nd
Day,
every year, or is it just 22nd this year?
I think it's every year,
Oh, okay.
April 22nd.
Cool.
I believe it's a date and not a moving target.
Instead of like the second Tuesday of the month or something, right?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a date. And what people do on Earth Day is they play kickball. Didn't know if you knew this. It's a big thing. People play kickball on Earth Day. So there you go. So it should be like one of those attack type movies, like that the reason that Earth Day is called Earth Day and like no one actually knows this. Like we celebrate it now because we're like, oh yay, Earth Day, save the planet. But like no, originally it was we saved the mofo planet. Like this alien species came down and so it's like the original Earth Day, right? And like we played kickball for our lives for our planet, right? Against this other species. It was like we're either going to take over your planet or like if you beat us in the kickball game and like maybe this is like what these aliens do, maybe they're like maybe it's like Space Jam. Have you seen Space Jam? I
No,
haven't. Is
but
that what Space
I'm
Jam's
thinking of
about?
Ghostbusters, like Gozer the Gozerian is like choose the form of the destructor.
There you go, and
Hey,
it's
we're gonna take over the planet, but we're sporting, so we'll give you one chance. Pick some contest. And like, kickball.
kickball.
They like point, they're like, we're gonna choose one representative from Earth
Exactly.
to pick a contest, and they point at like some 6-year-old who's picking his nose. It's some dopey looking kid. It's like, you there, representative of Earth, what shall be the contest? They're like, uh, kickball? And everyone's like, kickball? Oh, We are so screwed. Yeah.
Right, right. Absolutely. So
This
love that.
ball
So
will be kicked.
the ball's in your court. That's the wrong sport though, but
The
yeah.
we're playing for the biggest ball of all, or something like.
There you go. The That's exactly what it is. Okay, so Earth Day, that's a big one. Um, Another very underrepresented holiday, of course, is Secretary's Day. So, you know, um, and I see this as kind of like one of those oh gosh, what is that director who does all of the intertwining stories that did the who does all the holiday movies? Not Kennedy. Marshall. Um,
Oh,
Gary Marshall story, right? Secretary's Day. So instead of Valentine's Day and New Year's, I think because I those are 2 days that he's already done. So like the next one is Secretary's Day, right? And so you have it following you have a Gary Marshall type movie following just the different, secretaries and like what they do on a daily basis. And like, some of them are for like maybe a pet shop. You have that kind of a woman. You have the male secretaries because it's not just a female job, by the way. And then, of course, the intertwining stories and, the love triangles. Not all of them are tropes that are getting with their bosses or anything, but it is just one of those, they are but they are the leads of this here story rather than the uh boss person who is on top because normally you follow the other person and these are the other person as I say now normally you follow the CEO or the whatever but like no I want to know about the people who are just like you and me because by the way I have no power in my company but I'm exciting and worthy of a movie as well. My life is just as crazy. I had a cat jump out a window the other day. That's interesting.
a window through
She's
the window
fine.
screen.
You should see the other cat.
Yeah.
You should. I have no idea what it looks like or where it is.
So is there like some inciting incident like aliens show up and instead
No, this is just one of
oh,
those character
they
pieces.
kidnap all of the CEOs so the secretaries have to step up and run the business and it turns out they were doing that in the first place so it's not really a big deal.
Right. It's like one of
All the
those.
CEOs disappear and no one notices.
No one knows. It's one of Thanos snapped his fingers and got rid of all the CEOs, and nothing changed except for everyone made more money because
Wanda
the
says no more CEOs.
it's the first time the trickle down effect finally worked because you got rid of the guy, and
Got rid of the tricklers.
you got rid of the tricklers. Exactly. So sometimes you just need a character piece, a little love story. There's a little heartbreak. It's very Love Actually, because not everyone is going to get, the happy ending. Sometimes you just have to have the Ellen Rickman and Emma Thompson storyline. Heartbreaking because he's a jackass, which you can't say about Ellen Rickman because he was perfect in every way. He was in a movie called Truly Madly Deeply, which I never saw. But Savage Garden made a song called Truly Madly Deeply, and that's the only reason I know that he was in a movie called that.
Hmm.
Ding. So you did Arbor Day.
I did as
I
in
did Secretary's Day
Earth Day.
and Earth Day. Um, and then I do believe that the what is the trilogy that what's his name did? Simon Pegg. Wasn't it the Coronet trilogy that he
Or no,
did with
I think yeah, the
yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
So the thing is though, is he's not done.
Oh,
He's not done because correct. So St. Pat's Day, of course,
okay, sure.
has to has to come up somewhere because his bar, the Earth's End or whatever, the end of the
Across the
world.
World's End.
The World's End, yes, that's what it's called. Um,
Did you see that movie?
the third one,
World's
I
End.
don't think I've seen that. I don't think I saw Hot Fuzz. So
Okay.
I saw the first, obviously, and
Well,
I
I
saw
guess
World's
I
End.
don't think those movies take place in the same continuity, so
They don't.
So,
Kind of like Baz
whatever,
Luhrmann's
yeah. So
Red Curtain
whatever. So
trilogy.
however that world's end ends doesn't really matter. So okay,
Right. So,
there's a
however,
fourth Cornetto flavor.
right, of course. So it has to be St. Patrick's Day, right? Okay. So in St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
they're obviously at the bar. Hmm?
Anyway, I think one of the Cornetto. I think I'm trying to remember what the flavors are. I think one of them is green, but whatever.
Whatever. Because mine's gonna be green.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, one can be mint, one can be, I don't know, lime.
or Kelly.
Sure.
Because it has to be um because it really has to do with the green because of course everything has to be dyed green for the holiday, right? March 17th. So
Hmm.
everything has to be dyed that
Dump
color.
all that dye into which city does it? Pollutes their body of water and turns it green?
Was that Boston?
Boston.
I want to say it is.
I think
Um,
it's if I'm remembering right, I think was it Larry Cohen's movie God Told Me To? I think that one takes place St. Patty's Day because I think it's the parade and the dyed river and stuff. And anyway,
mm.
not important.
But there's something very special about this green dye, you see.
Hmm.
So the green dye is okay. I wonder if so I'm trying to figure out does the green dye change people into like zombie-ish vamp like are they going to change people or is it going to like cure things? Like is there like a zombie takeover and it's like they splash them with the green beer and it's like, "Oh my God, it's the green beer. Everyone has to put the dye in the beer." I can't think. See, this one
I
needs a little bit of
kind of
workshopping, but it has to be
I,
the green. It has to be very specifically that the green dye, and they don't know right away. They're like, "Why?
I
Why is it this
I'm
beer?" Blah, blah.
imagining someone's running from the St. Patty's Day zombie outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Could have like, the St. Patty's Day parade where it's like, oh, that masked leprechaun in the parade is being weird, and then suddenly starts biting people and blah blah blah. And I can imagine people running away from zombies, and someone like jumps into the green dyed body of water to get away from the zombies, and the zombies just pour after them, and the zombies pile in, and as they float up, they're like cured and like,
What the hell?
what's
What
going
is
on? It's
going
like, it's the green dye in the water.
on? Just like start moving them into the lake, everybody. Just very, or like, or
That's like the
even
opposite of
worse.
volcano. Instead of trying to corral all the lava, we're trying to push all the green water through the city. We gotta pump it into the sewers and spurt it out all the toilets and manholes and stuff.
They're like they're like release the crap. They're like putting at the Hoover Dam. They're like just trying to blow up the dam and release the red or the green water or something. That's what they could. That's
And you
they
got a
find
bunch
out.
of people sitting out in the middle of a desert somewhere going, well, shit.
We're, that's what it is. Yes.
And it's
So
like, "Hey, there's the green water. Oh no, it was a mirage.
it was a mirage the whole time.
Yeah.
They're just drinking sand. They're like, no, I don't feel like eating you at all.
People in Antarctica desperately trying to chip through the damn ice.
I can see it.
It's too
I can see
hard.
it's down there.
It's,
It's
it's like
exactly what it.
does shaved glacier ice work? Does dyed shaved glacier ice work? It's like, no, it's got to be liquid. You're basically throwing a snow cone at them.
And then you have the kid who's like licking the glacier and he gets his tongue stuck. And he's like, eh.
And is the zombies approaching him, but his tongue is stuck to the ice and he can't get it. It's either gonna like rip his tongue off or get menaced by a zombie. It's an incredibly tense scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. So it's kind of like um a parody, foreshadowing, of like it's like the Blob versus like or like what is the stupid the Killer Tomatoes. It's like kind of one of those. It's like a very
It's,
slapsticky horror film.
I was someone brought up the Chuck Russell Blob, the remake from the 80s, a while back. So I was thinking about that movie again. It's one of my favorites. I love that movie. And one of the things I thought was particularly inspired by that movie is you don't realize it going in the first time you see it, but it's actually a sequel to the original one from the 50s. Who the hell was in it? It was Steve McQueen.
Hmm.
Because that movie ends with the, because cold is what you just freeze the blob solid and it just becomes an icicle. So they just drop its ass in Antarctica.
Oh, funny. I
That's
don't
how
think I ever saw the
that's
Steve
how the
McQueen
old
one.
movie ends. They just drop it in it because it's like constantly cold there. It turns out like you get to the third act of the movie and the government scientists are showing up and it's like, wait a minute, how are you prepared? Because they have their ice guns. It's like, wait, you're prepared for this? Did you know about this? And like, oh yeah, this happened, this happened 30 years ago because it was the 80s. This happened 30 years ago. And like, well, I thought you had this on lockdown. It's like, we did, man, but global warming, all the ice caps melted, so the blob got away. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know
I don't
that.
remember. I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm pretty sure that's it ties into the first movie like that. It's like, oh, so the first movie actually happened. It's just we screwed up the planet and the blob got loose.
How curious.
Hmm.
Huh, look at that. So yeah, very nice, very nice. So there you go. That's what I think. That's where I think we need some more holiday films.
All right, Earth Day, Secretary's Day, and St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
All right. So let's
Ah,
uh let's
so
talk
let's
about Eight Crazy Nights.
Okay, so here's my query for you.
Hmm.
I like our long pause of like, oh man, we have to go talk about this movie now. Which
Should I have said five
I was
underrepresented
gonna say,
minorities?
like,
Keep doing this.
do we want to talk about more movies? Yeah, I had a feeling. Um, uh,
All right, let me not bury the lead here.
Neither of us liked this movie.
This, if if we weren't doing a show, if we weren't doing this podcast, I would have stopped watching this movie about 6 minutes in.
Awesome. Yep, yep, I knew it.
Yeah,
So
this
here, yep,
is,
yep.
unless I've blocked something from my mind, I would say this is easily the worst movie we've watched on this show.
I'm
The worst I've ever seen.
I'm
I'm glad it's
inclined.
only 75 minutes.
I'm nearly inclined to agree. I need to possibly go back to look to review my notes because I know I've had a feeling about some others that I'm like, the second Wizard of Oz comes to mind, but even that
I mean,
one
even stuff
is
like
not
that,
as egregious.
or Igby goes down, or things like that. It's like I have a lot of nice things I could say about them, but I
Well,
have precious little nice things I can say about them.
so here's my question for you about this. Have you seen much of Adam Sandler's oeuvre?
No,
Okay.
I've seen the both movies that he named his company after. I've seen Happy Madison, I'm sorry, Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore.
Right, 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 right.
I thought they were okay. A perfectly
Which
serviceable, enjoyable light comedies. I also saw Drew Barrymore's in it.
50 First Dates.
That no. Wedding Singer.
Ah, well,
Uh
good.
the
Yes.
other one, yeah.
Yep.
And Wedding Singer I thought was downright charming.
Yeah.
Um I don't I think I saw part of like Anger Management, the one with Jack Nicholson, and then I think I stopped watching it.
I didn't
I
see
don't think
it.
yeah. I have not seen much of his work. I know I saw those three movies,
Yeah.
which might be his best movies. Uh
I would have to I would think I would agree because like I've seen little bits. I've never seen The Waterboy. I've I've seen
I've
bits and
seen
pieces of
scenes.
Grown Ups. I've seen bits and pieces of a lot of different things. And the thing about this movie that is
I
very
don't think I've
interesting,
seen anything from the 2000s.
and this is 2002. So I just re-looked up to see the year, and this is 2002, and it really is right. The interesting thing about this movie is it is very much a live action Adam Sandler movie that he just animated in a way, and not like rotoscope animation, like it is a true animation. So I don't mean it
Yeah,
in that
there
way.
was like 5 different animation studios I saw in the
But
credits.
like,
That was one because I didn't identify the style. I was wondering who animated and watched the credits, like 5 different studios.
but there's so many offhanded gags and just random things that have nothing to do with anything else. And if you know Adam Sandler stuff and if you've watched any of his movies, that is so characteristic of him that he will just have something very random that doesn't really tie in. And it can even be a running gag that doesn't tie in, like the deer or something that you're just like, okay. And that he just is like, I think that, and so it was a really
It
weird experience.
it comes across as he and a bunch of his friends were
That's his entire
eating,
stick.
yeah, yeah, particularly in the turn of the century.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Wedding
Yes.
Singer was 98. So it for me, it again, I've not watched his films, but it feels like just from what the clips and stuff I've seen, that after Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, which he named his company after because they were both,
Yep.
well-received movies, and Wedding Singer, I think, is pretty well liked. It's like he just kind of stopped trying. He's just like, oh, yeah, oh man, people sitting around. It's 2 in the morning. They've been eating chili cheese nachos and Coca-Cola for, 4 hours. And they're like, oh man, wouldn't it be hilarious if there were like deer? Like the one guy, Whitey's a Disney princess kind of guy, and he just has control over the deer, and the deer like eat poop, and then they smile with poop smeared teeth. And it's like, and because it's 2 in the morning and they're hopped up on sugar, it's friggin' hilarious at the time when you're
Sure.
with your friends at 2 in the morning, hopped up on junk food. But then they didn't wake up the next morning and look at their notes and go, "Oh, that's that. No, that's stupid."
Right. Right. And but yeah, that's exactly what it because watching it and seeing all that, I'm like, this is so much like any of the other movies, but like somehow it does not translate to cartoon. Not that I think it would translate otherwise, but it truly, like, I think about his other movies, like, and I think about maybe Happy Gilmore
Yeah,
even, and I'm like, I can't, like, taking it as it is, and if you were to take that and make it a cartoon, I'm like, I don't think that it would be a good, like, it's
yeah.
weird. So, like,
Whitey and Eleanor just they're aliens. They don't
well,
work.
why is he a centaur? Like, he not a centaur, a pan, he's Pan. He, he's a goat man. Like, why? He has
Satyr?
a
No, he's not. He has
satyr. Thank you.
feet. He just has different sized feet.
I know, but he also is covered in hair randomly in like a weird, like for no reasons again. But it
Because
also,
again, 2 in the morning, hopped up on junk. Oh my God, wouldn't it be funny if he was like super short? Oh my God, it's like, what if he was like super like had a hairy butt? Oh my God, that's fun. Okay, he's got 2 different sized feet. Oh my God. And then they just went with it.
and it's also a musical, by the way,
Yes.
that is so pretentiously musical.
Yeah.
It's like
It's weird because it gets worse as it goes. Like the
it's
first song is all right.
yeah, but they're like this.
It's relevant to to both
Hmm.
the theme of the film and the action the theme of the film, the exposition that's needed at the time, and
Mm,
the action on screen.
yeah,
And it has a very Christmassy Hanukkah holiday vibe to it.
right.
You just put sleigh bells ching ching chingling on any musical track, and it's going to feel holiday
Yeah.
December holiday-y. I thought it was perfectly adequate, but they get worse as they go.
Oh yeah, and then they become like these huge trying to wanna be epic like choruses and like every like
To where
there's
you get to
there's
the
like
last song, which is like aping Fiddler on the Roof with Biddy
yes!
Bum
Oh
Thing.
my
Like
God. And like
that
there's
doesn't come from anywhere.
and
Like,
then like
dude,
she like the one female like starts singing like this classically and I'm like, "Whoa, you're not in the right movie, woman. You aren't in the same movie as anyone else. You need to hold up." So back. Stop. When the movie began, I assumed when it started, because there was a voiceover
Mhm.
about how Adam Sandler's character was once upon a time, a nice guy, but a man who has lost his way and no longer loves Hanukkah. And, most people wake up on the holidays and they love this. And wouldn't you know it, here's one guy who just doesn't. And I thought to myself, I had no, because here's the thing, I actually knew nothing about this movie going in other than the fact that Adam Sandler and Eight Crazy and
Yeah, I
the
was like,
Hanukkah
oh,
song.
we're doing a Christmas carol, but it's a Hanukkah carol.
And that is what I thought. And I thought,
Gonna
oh,
have
okay.
Clarence or the three ghosts or maybe eight
Yep.
ghosts of Hanukkah at one
Yep.
for each night. I don't know.
I but that 100%
No.
at the very beginning I thought, okay, that's not what I was expecting. I thought also, oh, all right, whatever. Yeah. But I was there. I was like, you queued up a movie for me that was supposed to be, you're right, either a Clarence or the ghosts of,
Either It's
Christmas
a
past, present.
Wonderful Life or
You
Christmas
were you were
Carol.
you queued that movie up for me and so miserably did not deliver.
Yes, I mean props for not just ripping off, doing the Hanukkah version of an established story, although nothing wrong with that. We're going to do our own thing. I could respect that, but your own thing sucks.
But
So,
your own thing, but like so first off, so he's miserly, you learn because when he was a child, his parents died on Hanukkah.
literally that's it.
And that is all. And
I'm
so
like,
then he
wow,
goes to the
boy, that didn't put a lot
foster
of thought into
system
this.
and everything. But not only does he become a miser, he becomes like homicidal
Yeah,
miser to the point that like he pushes that man down in the, covered toilet
the
and then
body, yeah.
freezes him into an ice cube
Yeah,
and walks away. And
we
it's not until later in a song, and I don't even remember what it is that he says, "Can I do this?" And then the
that
little
be a technical foul.
yeah, the technical foul song. And then he's like, that would be homicidal. And I'm like, homicidal? He's already almost killed you, sir. Did you forget when he left you for dead and it was like 2 a.m. when the deer had in their teeth and had to like lick you free? Like that was like he left you there and it was the next day and he's like, oh, hey, look, you're unfrozen.
Yeah,
Like this man is not just like
7-year-old man who's
miserly.
prone to seizures, but
Like
I guess they're
Scrooge was not nice, but he wasn't like the reason I'm stopping is because I want to say abusive. Like he was verbally abusive, sure, which is terrible. I know, let's please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. It is still abuse. But like the the leaps and bounds worse that I find Adam Sandler's character
he was
is like,
he didn't sneak into anyone's else's house and like break their stuff or like rip down anyone's decorations or beat playing children in the street with his cane or something. No, he just pretty much, if anyone came up to him, he'd tell them off and then go
yeah,
their merry
he
way.
was just Silas and he just
Yeah,
wanted to be left alone and he didn't want and he was not going to wish you happy holidays and he's not nice to his employees. But then again, at the time that, that tale was written, no one was nice to their employees. And, CEOs aren't now. That's why secretaries need to rule the day.
that's right.
And they kind of do. Um,
Well,
but
they
like, but like, yeah, he's terrible. Like he just runs around like the entire opening song, which they're introducing him, this character that you're supposed to now watch for the next 75 minutes. And he's actively like clotheslining children and all these people and the one female character. I mean, I know there's the sister, but like the one female character of the movie who is like his high school, middle school, high school
eighth grade,
sweetheart,
maybe ninth grade, something.
eighth, ninth grade sweetheart
I
before
think
his
he said
parents
it was
die.
12, so that
Okay.
great.
So like his eighth grade sweetheart, right? She's his eighth grade girl, and she's who he is with when his parents die. And then his parents die and he goes through foster. And I presumably he knows her for another couple years because there are moments that they see each other. And then all of a sudden they're adults. He has no idea who that chick is. He's like, that's Jenny, blah, 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 blah. And
Really? Yes, you didn't move away. You both stayed in the same town, the
I'm like,
same
yeah,
small town. How did you?
how did you not pick up on the fact that that's that girl
Yeah, it's not well.
from like it
Well, I
is
mean, the setup of the movie is after this rampage at the very beginning, he goes to court and the judge is like, you've been pulling this shit for 15 years. You're in your 30s now, man. It's clear I've extended every grace I possibly can. I'm gonna have to put you in prison now. And then one lone good Samaritan raises his hand. He says, I'm Whitey. I coach the local kids basketball team. I bet I can take him on as an assistant coach and teach him to not be a jerk, essentially. And the judge is like, I mean, I'd rather not throw him in jail for 10 years. So if you think that'll work, hey, go for it. And they go to the basketball court, and then that's pretty much dropped from the movie. That's You think it's going to be like the Mighty Ducks, right?
yeah,
You think Emilio Estevez is court ordered to coach the shitty Pee Wee hockey team, and he learns not to be an asshole,
yeah,
and that the important things are other people, blah 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 blah, all that thing. It feels like the movie is setting that thing up, but they go to the basketball court twice. Once, and he just kind of stands there and observes and just
yeah.
verbally berates all the children, and then stands on White, puts a foot on Whitey's chest as he falls and has a seizure. Very funny. And then there's like they go back a couple scenes later and they're just going to observe to refresh the rules of basketball. And then he plays basketball against two other guys who are being snotty and shows off that he's just the world's best basketball player.
Right?
He
Like,
apparently was just a basketball wonderkind at 12. And I guess he's just either naturally good at it, just a savant, or he's kept up
or
at it.
has played in his
Who the
garage
hell knows? But
silently.
you never see, with one kind of fat phobic joke with one of the other characters a little bit later, the kid characters in the mall. You never see any of the other kids again. The team's never heard of again. So the whole basketball thing is, imagine if Teen Wolf, you're watching that, and the whole basketball thing just never comes up in the movie again.
But
It'd
I
be
think
weird. It's just a really unbelievably poorly thought out and written film.
that's like one of and that's the thing about the entire gosh darn film is like that, in
Mhm.
that they start something that you as the audience member are like, ah, I feel like I know, like I said at the beginning, that this is the first movie that they set up. They set up It's a Wonderful Life slash Christmas Story. Not Christmas Story, I'm sorry. Um,
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. They didn't go down that path, and you're like, oh, that I thought you were going there. Okay. Oh no, you're doing Mighty
We're doing
Ducks. I
Mighty
get it.
Ducks. Oh,
Okay,
okay,
fine.
sure,
You're
fine.
going down that path.
I'm with you.
I'm with you again. And then they don't go there, and you're
Not
like,
in that either.
okay, you're not going there. And then they set up something up, but they keep setting up something new, and they lose it just as quickly as they set it up. And I'm just like, are they going to redeem him? Because they never really go back to like
Well, I
that.
mean, he just has a complete character switch between scenes where, because his home burns
Because
down.
he reads a note. Yeah, he
Well,
goes in and
he doesn't read the note. He reads at the very end of the movie, but
yeah,
his little trailer burns down. Whitey says, "You can sleep on my couch." They have that's a technical foul song.
right.
Then the next morning, I guess he's turned over a new leaf because he buys coffee and they're like, "Here's your change." And he's like, "Hey, thanks. Have a nice day." And it's like, I did all he need was a good night's sleep? Because for the rest of that scene and until Whitey brings up his parents and he snaps, he's just perfectly polite and accommodating and not being mean or destructive. I mean, it just happens overnight because
Yeah.
this movie genuinely feels like him and the rest of his buddies just stayed up all night, wrote the entire script high on cheese whiz and pixie sticks, and just wrote it from front to back and never thought about it or did any second drafts and just optioned a bunch of took the lowest bid from a bunch of different animation studios and
Yeah.
called it a day. This movie genuinely feels and a very low effort from a producer and creative standpoint. I'm sure the animators and they all worked really hard on it, but it also feels like it started out like, oh, I'm gonna do this really. We don't get any Hanukkah movies. We're gonna make a Hanukkah movie, and I'm gonna write songs for it. He
Right?
started out like really trying, and then as it went, I think he lost interest. It
Yeah.
genuinely feels like it was written in order, and he just progressively got more sleepy as the sugar high went down, and he just didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Because again, I think the first song is completely fine. It's very functional. It's mildly catchy. It's kind of funny in places if you're 12, which I can respect that kind of humor. Um, although I do admit to, the very front of the movie, he's at some Chinese restaurant and the waiter starts talking. I'm like, oh, well, that's
Racist.
unfortunate. Who's doing the
It,
voice? Oh, Rob Schneider.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah,
tracks.
that tracks. Yeah. Okay.
It's
That's not a surprise.
the thing that's so unfortunate. Like the thing, I'll get to that in a moment. The thing that I find interesting is um the town in which they reside,
Hmm.
right? Seem to treat Hanukkah and Christmas equally, which is interesting.
I think you're going to go exactly where I'm going to go with it, so go ahead.
However,
Hmm.
it's not a Hanukkah like there's nothing about this movie that screams Hanukkah to me. I don't know why it's called Eight Crazy Nights. Did it take place in 8 nights? I didn't count. I don't think so. It's not like
Take place over like three or four.
he's Jewish, she's Jewish.
Because when he's arrested,
Bernadette and what's her face aren't Jewish.
yeah,
Like
the night the first scene where he's causing destruction, that's the first night.
right.
The next day is this first day, second night, and that's
Yeah.
where he's in court the following day.
Yeah.
And the next day, one of the next scenes when he's with Whitey at the mall and he is reintroduced to his high school or grade school crush, and she
Yeah.
has a kid and he talks to the kid. The kid talks about having a present he got on the fourth night. So that's got to be the fifth day.
Okay.
Fifth
Yep.
day, fifth day, or one, two, three, four. Fourth day, the upcoming night is the fifth night. So it's the fourth
Yep.
day.
Fourth day.
Um, and then there's the night his place burns down. He spends the night at the same. So I mean,
So
maybe
maybe it is 8, but like it doesn't feel like 8 because
it doesn't have anything to do with it.
but
And
it doesn't really have much to do with Hanukkah. It
no,
just
not at all. It just uses some of the trappings as rhyming words in the songs.
yeah.
He talks about Christmas trees and latkes and dreidels and Santa stockings in the same lyrics, which I like.
Yeah.
I like how inclusive and mixed it is.
Yep.
They've got this giant ice sculpture Santa sitting next to a giant ice sculpture menorah. I
Yep.
think that's great because it feels like a very open, inclusive town where everyone's like, "Hey, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah." We don't care, it's we're celebrating all of them because it's fun, blah 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 blah. And but the movie thematically is it doesn't thematically has nothing to do with it.
No.
It's not structured like you would expect a Hanukkah movie to be structured. And you get to the end of the movie where you have the big town meeting, and the weirdest thing happens because again, the movie starts out as you pointed out, putting Hanukkah and Christmas on equal footing. And you get to the end of the movie, and it's this open banquet hall with a bunch of tables and stuff like that. And he's like, "Hey, everyone, Merry Christmas!" And everyone's "Yay!" and "Happy Hanukkah!" And there's one table. It's like, "Yeah, yay!" It's like, It's just that one family is Jewish. Those are the only ones. That one, that table, really? This whole time we're doing this
And
whole.
look at that ice sculpture for just them.
I mean, hell, bless you for accommodating the one Jewish family in town.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, I think that was a joke written without any consideration for the rest of the movie. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if? Does it
Yeah.
make sense? Who cares? And
Right.
sometimes in comedy, you can do that. It's funny, who cares? But this is not like the Naked Gun style of absurdist random
Exactly.
comedy. Um, yeah, it doesn't work.
And that's the thing is that all of the jokes and all of the gags were written in a vacuum.
See,
Like,
yeah.
and that's the thing. And then just taking a step completely out of it to have like to have always known that this movie existed, right? And have not seen it. And to be like, ah, there is one Hanukkah movie out there. And now that I've seen it, I'm like, God, that hurts that that is the
That's
one. First
it's
off, it's not really even a Hanukkah movie.
not
The
really
biggest Hanukkah part about it is the name.
like I don't know if any of the Leprechaun movies are St. Patrick's Day movies. It's just Leprechaun. I don't know if any of them they don't I don't think they have anything to they're about leprechauns, not St. Patrick.
Exactly. But
Or a
like,
leprechaun
but
rather.
like that's the thing is like it's such a disservice to be like you because you could the thing about Adam Sandler is or at least I would like to think that he had in his mind, there isn't representation. Like not that he thinks about representation in that way, but like there isn't something out there for like that was the reason I picked it. I picked it because I'm like, there's no
Yeah.
Hanukkah movies. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing that I get to
And you
watch.
could
There's
do
nothing.
there's so many specific um Hanukkah has so much specific iconography that you could easily do a really cheesy and fun, simple slasher movie that's based in Hanukkah. You could have a Hanukkah 8 nights of,
Yes.
you know, you,
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? It
it's
would be
like
incredible.
building a menorah out of human bodies and lighting the heads on fire for each night or something. You can stab people with menorahs. You can, I don't
You
know.
could Ed Gein it up in here. Like you
You
could have
put a
all sorts
razor in
of
the little gold foil chocolate
Oh,
things.
yeah, Gelt.
Yep, thank
Yes.
you.
Like, but that, yeah, you could play like dreidel for like,
Like poisons the gefilte fish, but no one eats it, so it doesn't matter.
oh my God.
It's like, ah, shit, didn't think
Could you,
that through. He's like, ooh, putting the rat poison in the gefilte fish. And it just the whole, the camera, the lighting and the cameras moving around the table as the
oh my
family's
God.
talking and everyone's reaching for stuff, and the gefilte fish says, someone reaches for the salt. It's like,
I could see them
no,
like,
just no one touches the gefilte fish. It's
it's
like,
like, it's like sitting at the head of Frankenfurter sitting at the head of the table and like, passing it. And like, you know how like at Thanksgiving, everyone like just passes around and like it just follows and like everyone gets it and they're like, oh no, thank you. And they just keep passing it. And then the next thing comes and they put some on their plate and they're like, damn it, why aren't they taking it? And
it's
no
like
one,
every night is this really specifically Hanukkah themed murder set piece, but this is like
yeah.
night 6 or something like that, and he just completely fucks up with the gefilte fish, and he just has to shoot somebody because
And no one dies.
he just okay, I just shoot somebody because I needed a body that night, and no one ate the gefilte fish.
But like there could be like a dreidel to the death, like Chai Gimel Hei Shun, like because Nun is nothing and then Chai is all and then Gimel is give. And so like you could like it could be like, you have to give half like it's
Oh,
like
it
you
could be
like
like
there could be like
yeah, you could have like two people tied to a chair with a table and they spin the dreidel and it's kind of like how the dreidel falls it determines which one befalls which gruesome fate or something like that. And
yeah.
you know
So
eh,
like
there's
very
so much.
interesting. There could be oh man, see now that's a Hanukkah movie I can give.
There you go.
Give me something I can use.
Although I will tell you, there was now there's this is 75 some minutes of movie,
Yep.
and it's difficult. I don't know that I've ever seen a full-length comedy that didn't have at least a small handful of jokes. I went, okay, that's actually a pretty funny joke. Um, there's at least three or four jokes in this movie that I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty funny. The one that sticks in my mind is fairly early in the movie where you know, Whitey takes him to the kids' basketball game, and he's like, "Hey, don't come on my court and scuff the floor with your boots." And he goes, "Oh, I'll just stand in my socks then." And he kicks off his shoes, and one boot like goes through a window, and the other boot like hits a guy like the guy at the announcer table, hits him in the side of the head, and he pitches forward. And that guy is laying there unconscious, unmoving throughout the rest of the scene. That I thought was I'm like, oh shit, he killed that guy. That actually that worked for me. I thought that was a funny joke. Like he's because it's a slapstick gag, a bonk, ooey, thump, and it's just there's 5 minutes left of the scene, and this guy's in the shot like the entire time. He's just laying there unmoving the entire time. I'm like, I think he did. That joke worked for me. I thought that was one of the few jokes that I thought was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
One of the things that when Whitey first opened his mouth with, and I found out that Adam Sandler was doing his voice, but instead of doing a voice, just gonna do a high falsetto voice. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh my God, he's gonna talk like this for the entire 77 minutes of movie. I'm like, oh God,
Yeah. Yeah, he
Kelly owes
is.
me money for this. He also voices Eleanor, or whatever the sister's name
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And according to the credit, he also did the vocalizations for the deer too. So,
Yeah.
um,
I
oh, speaking of the deer, that was another absurdist joke that I thought was pretty funny. Where
when they made the period
the
pyramid.
pyramid, yeah,
Yeah. That was the
the
one
cop
time that
walks
I
around
liked
the
the
corner and sees the deer standing in a pyramid because they're hiding Adam Sandler behind him,
yeah.
and the one cop is like, "Hey, you see anything?" He's like, "Nope." Just turns around and walks away. Or he says, "No, just deer doing a pyramid."
Yeah, he says just deer doing a pyramid.
And
And
he
the other
walks
cop
away.
goes, okay, well come
Awkward.
on back or
Yeah,
whatever.
okay, come on back. Some I'm like, not laugh out loud hilarious, but that got a kind of a anime, just a
I think the same reaction on me. I was like,
little bit of a
yeah,
head toss, a little
yeah.
bit of an acknowledgement.
Because I think that was the first time that like the deer, I was like, okay, deer, I see you. Because before you're kind of like, but yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a very strange. It was just so, everything about it, nothing made sense. I want to go to the mall because I'm so distraught. And I hope they have left the front door open to the mall, and that's where you go when you're distraught. Like it's such a weird, like everything is just so weird. And then John Lovett's awkward character just coming in at the end. You're like, because which just right there proves to you, I just want my friends in the movie. Like John was there that night with the cheese whiz and pixie sticks, and probably a lot more drugs. But you're very, very naive. But that's okay. and and it was 2002. Um,
I mean, at least
and
the 80s.
And they're that different. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And John's like, well, when do I get to make an
Although
appearance? And they're like,
the
dude,
coked
it's a
out fever dreams the movies that resulted from all the coked out fever dreams of the 80s a lot of times rocked.
yeah. They at least were
Man,
good,
Adam Sandler, get some better drugs, man.
right?
Drugs suck.
Your dealer was not good to you.
I don't know what the
Failed
hell
you, man.
I don't know what the hell they're cutting your coke with, but
Yeah, it was. So it was really funny because yeah, I knew very soon into this movie. I was like,
oh no.
oh, this is bad. And I thought about it. I was like.
Should I call Andrews? Like, we got to pick something else.
I'm like, we need to redo the last episode, or at least just like cut in and be like, Kelly's picking something else. uh, but yeah, it was really interesting. at least from my point of view, to have kind of a downer month. And happy holidays, and it was kind of a downer month. But I do want to talk about Better Watch Out since we have some moments, and I have no interest
Talking about the
in talking about this one anymore.
yeah.
It so here's something interesting. So we talked last time about your movie, Better Watch Out.
Hmm.
And I told you how much I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I have not watched it since. I'm not saying that I have, but I did think about it.
Or have I? Yeah, I didn't watch it again in the last few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, right. In the last few weeks, I haven't watched it. But here's what's interesting because I did talk to Jeremy about it afterwards.
Did he watch it?
He did not. He was not there then. I was just Fushi and I, but Jeremy and I watched this one.
Hmm.
Because I
He sat
watched
with
it
you?
because I was really sick, so it was
Oh,
a
okay. Yeah, I mean, if he sat with you throughout this movie, I'd say he's a keeper. I've been I've been on the fence for a few years, but I'm sold now.
Yeah, yeah. So the last eight we weren't sure, but like now we know.
I like to make sure, don't want to be too hasty. I'm like an ant.
Yeah, there you go. It's worth taking a really long time. So it's interesting because I was talking to him about it, and I the interesting thing about Better Watch Out is it's kind of reminds me, not to the degree that the Green Knight does. But when I watched the Green Knight for the first time, and I didn't like it, and I called you immediately, and I was like, I'm supposed to like this
Oh
movie because it
yeah,
has
they're one of
everything I'm
those
supposed to like.
I need to talk to somebody about this now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I remember that.
it was a movie that it had everything I'm supposed to like about it. I was like, I don't understand what I missed. I obviously missed something because everything that is in this movie, and then
What's the name of the
you,
guy? Not Dave Patel, the guy who made the film, the director. I'm blanking.
oh my God, me too. Just now because I'm trying to get a different, I'm gonna look it up
All
because
right.
I'm gonna, nope. Because the minute I see it, we're both
Yeah,
gonna
as
be
soon as
like,
you
oh
say, I'm
yeah, of
gonna go. Ah,
course.
yes.
Uh, David Lowery.
Lowry. Okay.
Um, so, so yeah, so when you and I were talking about it, and then I started talking to him about it, and I was explaining to him like, it is it it's interesting because I feel like you do know that it was the boy at the beginning. Like you know that he's setting this whole thing up. But like I do the good things about the movie is like it really does show, not tell,
Hmm.
which I really appreciated all that. I really appreciated him just like coming in with those stage lights and like putting away the stuff. And like this is one of those movies also that or that was one of those movies because this is not the episode that we're supposed to be talking about that on. But that was one of those movies also that everything it set up, it knocked down. Not many movies do that. You know, I'm not saying they hit it out of the park every time they knocked it down, but the spiders they knocked down, the reflexes, yet again, they brought back and knocked down, the you know, sleepwalking and like every
Catapult that was through the brick
the
from outside.
every single thing that was there was explained
Hmm.
in some it's so like constructively it really was well done. And so it is one of those movies that walking away from it and not like and like truly not liking it
Hmm.
and then having the discussion with you and then after having the discussion with you having the discussion with Jeremy and like kind of talking to him about it and like explaining to him our discussion and like explaining to him about it, he was like, are you sure you didn't like it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I didn't like it, but I also just don't know why because it truly did
I appreciate.
connect.
Didn't connect with me, but I appreciate the craft.
And it was like a really strange thing because I was like, was I in a bad mood that day?
I've had that happen before. I'm like, this Monty Python and the Holy Grail did not like the movie, and I spent the entire movie going, why am I not into this?
Yeah.
This is my jam. This is my kind of humor. Why am I not liking this? I should
Yeah.
movie at some point. And
So it is an interesting thing because it's like, and I thought about that when because I was like, normally I would love that kind of like attention, especially when then going into something like Eight Crazy Nights
Mm.
where there is so little attention to detail
Yeah.
that it's almost like a slap in the face in like, wait, you were paying attention to that? I forgot about that the moment it left the screen. Like it's almost like belittling that they don't want you to look at it.
Yeah.
And so it's so anyways, that was my I wanted to just kind of talk about that. And since we had Samoans to spare, I figured I'd put that back. And there you go. So yeah, I guess that's it. David Lowery, which is always a fun name to say, Lowery. Um,
I
yeah,
keep I to this day I keep imitating was it Elisa Vikander and the way she says lady.
lady.
Every time I say lady, lady. Just with the long eh. Anyway.
I'd be your lady. That
Lady.
is good. But yeah, so can't say we recommend it. If you
Oh,
know of
I
any
actually
other.
read a few reviews from this film of the
Oh,
film.
did you then?
Not well received at all. Uh, yeah,
Good.
the for what it's worth, the Rotten Tomato score, the critic one is very low. It's like 20 or something like that. And I'm
Yeah.
wondering about those 20 who apparently gave it a positive review. The most positive thing, really, everyone seems it's like everyone said it's like it sucks, but it's nice to have a Hanukkah movie. So that's not nothing.
But it's
Like
not a
the yeah, I
Hanukkah movie.
mean
This is
or
not.
a movie that acknowledges Hanukkah exists. It's like, okay, sure. It's a low bar, but all right.
And you know what? It is a low bar, and it's so sad that this is the one that had to clear it. Like truly. But oh well. Um we'll do better. And you better do better in January, the new year. So, let's stop talking about happy holidays. Happy holidays are over. And movie mandates continues in January with something which I think will be good. Not that I know what you're going to pick, but I think we have a really good topic, and that topic is parody movies. So, brother, what are we going to watch in January? That is a parody movie.
It strikes me that humor is very subjective, and and what I find very funny is you may not. For example, you and I both really like Kung Pao Enter the Fist,
So
a
good.
movie that you, I, and maybe five other people on the planet like. So, um,
And we are all seven of us are correct.
yes, yes. So the movie I'm going to mandate we watch is one I've seen and one I really got a kick out of. I thought it was very, very funny, even though it's telling the same three jokes over and over. Um, it's called The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. It is a um send up of very low budget 50s uh alien and monster invasion kind of movies. Where you have scientist man who, does his science to figure out what's how to defeat the aliens, and the dialogue's bad, the acting's bad, the effects are bad. It's like the monster is just some guy covered in like trash bags, but it was shot in black and white, so with googly eyes on it. The lost skeleton is literally just a plastic skeleton on a string that they're dragging around. So, um,
Yes.
yeah, this is a movie that I found very funny, and also some of the humor in the movie is meta in a way that I don't think that I'm sure some people would completely miss. Like one character is delivering their dialogue in a way that is wrong, but the joke is that whoever directed this movie just didn't give enough of a shit to correct them. Like they're
Oh, I can't wait.
clearly delivering the dialogue not in the way the writer intended, and the director either didn't notice or doesn't care. It's that kind of a humor. If you look at it as this is not a parody, but this is a real movie, and clearly the person who directed this movie wasn't paying attention. So it's that kind of a humor. So I'm going to be really interested to see if you find this movie as funny as I do, or if it's just really boring. So
Okay.
tell
I
tell us
look
in a
forward to
good
it.
opera.
When was it made? About.
Like 20 years ago or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
2001, so a little over 20 years ago.
All right then. Well, cool. I can't, why can't this come? Thank you. Golly. All right. So let me open this back up. So, if you too would like to watch The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra, yes?
Hmm.
Cadabra. Ha ha ha. Then check out the description to see where it is currently streaming or where it is available to rent. And until then, you can watch Movie Mandates on YouTube or just simply listen to it in podcast form on the iTunes. And you know what? If you enjoy the show and you want to help us reach a wider audience, get from the 7 to 8 people, then engagement is key. So if you're watching on YouTube, get the spit out of my mouth. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, listen, ring bells, rate, review, iTunes, doing the rate and the review, all of the stuff. Do all of the stuff, all of it. Word of mouth, all of it. Much obliged. We love it. Thank you so much. I'm Kelly. I'm on Instagram at PimentoLivia with the 1 O.
I'm Andrew, and I'm on Blue Sky at Andrew Eisen.
And we hope you have enjoyed this episode of Movie Mandates, and we will be back soon with another mandated movie. Bye, everyone.
Bye.